The unforgiving Arctic storm clung to Captain Sawyer Berkeley like a second skin, the cold biting through her layers, nipping at her exposed face as she trudged through the thick snow. The air was so frigid she felt as though it could crack, and beyond the well-lit exterior of the base, the darkness was vast and endless. A snowstorm from the night before had only just passed, which left the area in a deafening silence broken only by the faint whistling of the wind and the steady, purposeful beat of her boots against the frozen ground. A sigh escaped her lips in the form of a small frosty cloud as she approached the base, the harsh exterior lights illuminating the steel fences that she pushed through. Warmth brushed her cheeks as she stepped into the corridor, the blast of hot air hitting her like a wave. The sudden heat made her skin prickle and tingle as the ice that clung to her gear and short mocha hair began to melt. The base was alive with the low hum of generators, mingled with the distant murmur of voices and the occasional clatter of equipment. Sawyer peeled off her gloves and flexed her fingers as sensation returned, her weather-sore limbs beginning to thaw. She extended a nod to the soldiers who saluted in greeting as they passed her, the sight of their shivering surprising her. While everyone else seemed to struggle under such harsh weather, years of Arctic training had hardened her to such conditions, making her as much a part of this frozen landscape as the snow-covered peaks that stretched across the horizon. Her boots thudded against the floor as she strode purposefully, the sound bouncing off the walls of the tight corridor as she made her way to the command center. Sawyer was always like this before a mission, focused, determined, and a little on edge. But it wasn't nerves. She didn't get nervous. It was more so an awareness, a sense of preparation for anything that may go wrong. Over the years, she'd quickly learned that out here in the Alaskan wilderness, things could go wrong very quickly and unexpectedly. Tonight was no different. Sawyer had been appointed the leader of a cold-weather training mission for her team, a feisty group of Army Rangers who were already highly capable, yet still needed further hardening in order to survive out in these erratic conditions. The mission was routine enough, merely a week-long excursion deep into the wild with the goals of improving their survival skills and putting their limits to the test against the elements. But Sawyer had learned long ago that there was no such thing as routine in the Arctic. The wilderness had a way of humbling even the most prepared soldiers. That was why Sawyer had been selected to inspect Icebreaker Station, the outpost where she and her team would be staying before she took them out. Her superiors knew that she was well experienced in the Arctic, on top of the fact she was a hell of a captain and a natural-born leader. They trusted her ability to lead her team and to train them, just as much as they trusted her instincts to make sure the station was fit for the mission. If something was off, she'd notice it right away. Of course, even the most calculated, most organized objectives could be dramatically thrown off balance by a sudden storm, even a mere shift in the wind. It was why she had requested the base's Air Force meteorologist to accompany.